Hi everyone, this is AlphaAli. Welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone's alright. Today I'm VOD reviewing a plat for Mercy main of Ciaran. Essentially, they came to me on my Twitch channel, redeemed it for 5,000 channel points, and we're just going to go ahead and VOD review this. Once again, you can get your own on my Twitch. All you have to do is sit there, watch for like however long it is to win like the 5,000 channel points, and then redeem it, and I'll do it live on stream and upload them to YouTube afterwards, along with like everyone else in like a big a little playlist so you can watch everyone else's. But yeah, so we've got the Sugar Plum skin on. Not a massive fan of this skin, but I know a lot of people like it, so I'm not gonna hate too much. But anyways, we'll get in. Lovely, nice little emote. Looking at the team you have, we have a Sojourn, I can't remember the name, Symmetra, that's her name. I was going to call her Sombra for a second there, that's like not Sombra. An Honor and a Sigma. So you have a great damage boostable comp here. This is like probably one of the best comps that you can run with Mercy for pure damage boost. Obviously your main blue beam is your Sojourn, which obviously you've seen here. Lovely taking the TP in order to get up. So obviously you want to like kind of like stay with your Sojourn, playing with her. Sadly she ends up getting fallen over. Lovely res around the cover though. I really, really like that. I just stick with her here. Like instead of like trying to go back and like look for your team, because they're still quite healthy, literally all you can do, like what you can do is you can just sit in this room and just like wait in order to like help like carry a damage boost on her afterwards. Obviously she has to back out because of the wall. Here you don't really want to be positioned like on this side. You actually want to kind of be positioned like here. And the reasoning is because if you're like over this side, you have a direct LOS of anyone that's like playing on this part, which obviously the Zen is and stuff like that. All you want to do is literally play a little bit more over to this kind of like far side, because it's either usually this barrier has been like destroyed by this point, and you can stay here. Team need help, you can always just pop down and round here to kind of like help, and then pop back up if you need to. But yeah. So keep on watching. Lovely healing when she goes to reload, that's perfect. Nice. I love the use of cover here, it's really, really good. With this, because obviously you have the Sigma shooting into you, obviously he'll just like spamming you out at this point. You can literally kind of like you can literally connect your beam over here if you need to, right? So if he starts like kind of like pressing you out and you're like not getting the help in like this room, you can literally like either walk forward and like jump over here, or you can like kind of like put your beam on, GA round and play over here, because over here he won't be able to spam you out like he is in this room, especially because like his like sphere things can like bounce off the walls and stuff. So if you ever get focused like this, like by a Sigma, you could just kind of like bounce out here and then play on this bridge if you want. Also, if like people like still in this choke bit like your Sigma is, you can flick your beam down to them as well if you need to. But all good. Once again, lovely use of cover. I think here I'd still be kind of like, even though obviously you're like watching your what's called your Sojourn and everything, I'd still be kind of like listening and looking out for these guys down here. And where is your sim? I have absolutely no clue where your sim is. But yeah, no. So you still obviously want to, you still want to keep on be looking like around and down, because as you can see people through walls as Mercy, can't you? So you just want to be, looking around and still checking, because you have the health bar of your Sojourn on the screen as well, so it's not like you need to have full LOS. You never want to walk across like you just did then. You want to GA across instead, but it's all good. Lovely back out. Yep. Lovely finding a different path in order to get there. I could see you a bit like, oh my gosh, how on earth do I get up there? And then obviously did the rotation, which is nice. Lovely res on the Sigma out of the way, and then going to help the Honor. Perfect. Lovely, lovely rotations. I think here, because you're kind of like wiggling about a lot and stuff like that, literally just come and sit in this corner if you want to play in this room, right? Instead of just like wiggling about like this, because what you end up doing is you end up peeking out to these people on point, and everyone will be wanting to focus out your your Sojourn, right? So instead of like making yourself vulnerable by just like walking about and like like round here, literally all you can do is you could just sit in this corner if you want to and just put your beam on, and then just like obviously keep flicking you kind of like your camera and stuff like that to go round, and then you can obviously go round and go and help your need to like on this bridge bit. But in like all honesty, you can literally just play like all the way back here. You can even like play kind of on this like bridge a bit. Sorry, I was struggling with the camera. You can even like play out like on this bridge over here a little bit. Obviously, you are like a bit vulnerable to the Mei, but definitely it will stop with all this like spam damage. So you either like want to sit in this corner or play like really like kind of just like play here, because you'll just completely block their LOS and you won't be taking like all this unnecessary damage. We Valk. I like this Valk. Nice damage boost on the flux. I love how you're keeping... Oh, go on, go on. Lovely. Great block usage. Lovely healing after the Valk as well. Honestly, your damage boost, like... What's it called? Your damage boost is so good. I pulled out the Katrina to finish the hand, so I know exactly. Although you just tee back in. But it's all good. Very nice. No, honestly, your whole like damage boost and healing usage there was really good. So I'm like, that's really impressive. Obviously we're sat here. What should usually happen is your Sojourn would push up like up to this bit here. Like up onto these like roofs and like around this this kind of like high ground here. Because normally, so if people don't know, the payload pushes itself all the way up until about this choke hold here, because it starts off like all the way over here. So actually your team never ever needs to be on the payload for this point. They can literally push forward. But you're doing a good job obviously like staying with her and stuff like that. It should be that she should push up a little bit more, but it's all good. When Sojourn slides, try to like GA like as she's like getting to like the mid of her slide, because then you can like still like keep up with her. It's just unlucky. That's just unlucky. Like the dragon was really good there, and it'll just like zone you all out and everything. I don't think there's really anything else you could have like really done there apart from if you wanted to push through the dragon, which you were kind of like low. Maybe if you like push through it, like, because I can't remember how much Hanzo's dragon damage does now. But honestly, it's just better to do a reset. You're not really going to do anything there. Nice damage boost onto the Sojourn. Lovely position out of the way as well. I love this. Lovely. Leaving for your, like, what's it called, your Sigma to sorry, your... Oh, does heal up the Sigma? That's what I wanted to say. Obviously, they're going to stay with Sojourn. I think it's all just kind of like just a waiting game, isn't it, for waiting your team to like to come in and everything. That's all good. I love that you're keeping an eye on your team here. Wait for the nano, which is nice. I don't think I don't think she lives there no matter what, because I was just about to say what's it called? Like, you could have like tried to keep your beam on her a little bit more, because you kind of like did this like weird like super jump upwards. You literally don't need to use any kind of super jump upwards here. You could literally just stand, like, you could break these barriers and then just like stand here on this high ground and pocket her from here. Or you could obviously like come up over to this side if you like you really like wanted like somewhere safer as well. But literally all you could do is you just blue beam up onto here. Like, you don't need to like launch yourself up into the air or do anything here. You can just pocket from here. I don't think they survive there though. It's a Discord headshot like from the Hanzo. Like, it's gonna pretty much kill no matter what. But it's all good. Obviously back out, damage boost in order, which is nice on the way out. And you kind of have to like wait for your team there. So overall, like, I'm seeing very good things from your VOD here, Sammy. Like, it's just kind of like minor like little positional errors and stuff like that. But overall, it's really good. Lovely GA across. Alright, we Valk. If you Valked for the Blizzard, then you should have Valked for the Blizzard, right? Because a lot of the time in Blizzard, people will just, people will just die like instantaneously. I'm just gonna run that back a sec. Yeah, with Blizzard, people will just instantly die usually with Blizzards, because people get frozen. You focus the frozen targets, unless if your team has some kind of immortality, then it's very, very rare that like people are gonna survive that, you know. Obviously you have the Kiri now because I've just seen the Kiri swap. I'm just gonna rewatch it again just to see if you could have helped your Sojourn out a little bit more. Okay, so you flick your... With this, if you wanted to Valk here, you needed to have helped your Sojourn, because I don't know whether she was like in and out of the blizzard. Looking at where she is, she might have just been like just out of it. But the thing is, you Valks and then put your beam straight onto this Sigma. The Sigma's using Grasp, and he also has a Kiriko with you, right? So literally, what you want to do with this Valk, because you kind of like Valked as the blizzard happened, but it was like slightly delayed. But literally all you want to do here is you want to kind of like help your Sojourn out if you wanted to do this Valk. Because it said you kind of like just focused on your Sigma, and your Sigma has Grasp up, he has a lot of shields, and obviously he has the Kiriko Zuzu as well. But overall it's not like desperately bad. I'm gonna see what you do here though. It's very risky if you're going to that res, especially with the rock up. But then I think once that rock's gone, I would have gone for the res. Right? Because if you desperately want to commit to this res and Sigma's just used his rock, this Mei was like too focused on going in, right? Just whip it around this corner. And you can even like raise it up to like here if you want to like to block your head hitbox with like this what's it called? I don't know what this is. I guess an air condition unit or something. But you can like flick up like this and like help. But it's all good. Obviously we need to focus on the rest of the team fight now. Helping Sigma. Lovely damage boost on the start of that. Who got caught in the flux? I'm gonna just see. It was Torb and Kiri. Okay, so whenever a flux happens, I would look to see who is in the flux first and see if you can help them. Because your Kiri ends up dying because of this flux, right? If you stayed back here, because what should have happened? I know your Sojourn like wants to go in and stuff like that, but I think overall I would have kind of like hung back, because if your Sojourn ends up like noticing you're not there, she'll play a little bit more passively and will come back if she needs to, right? I feel like you should have come over here and helped the Kiri, right? Because you help the Kiri helps the Torb, bam, down, and then you can just leave it and go back to the Sojourn if you need to, right? And hopefully at that point she would have like peeked out, come back, right? So your whole thing here, you should have peeled for your Kiri here, but it's all right, it's all good. We're gonna commit anyways. And then you kind of like leave the commitment. I think if you were in a commitment here with the Sojourn, because you kind of like make that decision, right? You have the decision at this point where it's like, I need to go and help the Kiri, or I go and commit. You kind of commit, and then you realize the flux has happened. It's like, oh, well, we'll have to reset now. I would have just stayed. I literally would have just stayed with the Sojourn and either died with the Sojourn, or maybe you somehow carried it and got like 4 picks, you know? Those stuff can happen. You might as well just fully commit to that fight and just stand here, put your blue beam on, and just go forward with your Sojourn and commit. Because you kind of like backed out of the commitment, you know? But yeah, it's all good. Anyways, so see what happens now. We have a Pharah, so obviously it means you probably will want to stay with your Pharah now more than your Sojourn. Pharah obviously struggles a lot more to with like self-sustain. She pretty much like relies on relies on Mercy to be well. But love the use of the roofs here. Love the use of the roofs. I really like that. Lovely, and your Kiri's there as well, which is lovely. Sadly, you can't do it for your Sojourn. She doesn't get picked off while you're going for that res. It's just unfortunate. I like this use of cover that you're using. With Mercy on this point, it's like because you're kind of like flying up and like staying out in this open bit here. With staying with Pharahs, you can literally stand on this platform here and just beamer here. Which is like kind of like what you're exactly doing right now, but you could literally just do that for the entire thing. You like literally could have just helped out a little bit at the bottom, like, you know, when she was like kind of like playing towards the ground, and then when she kind of like flies up like this, you could just fly up and then use this space. Because if you're kind of like flying up and then wanting to use like these roofs and stuff like that up here and stuff like that, it's very kind of, you're very kind of vulnerable to these people. So you can literally just play over here, sit over here, blue beam the Pharah, and do that. But anyways, we'll see what we do now. I'd commit, yeah, you're doing the right thing here, committing with the Sojourn. I'll keep it running for a sec, see what happens. Honestly, I don't think even if like you went to go and help your Sojourn there, it would have like helped. If you wanted to res that, I think you might be able to drop down here. Like if you started off here and then dropped down like this, you might have been able to do it, but in all honesty, it's kind of like an overtime, oh my gosh, we're like kind of like freaking out kind of thing. But no, so with the, because I was kind of like thinking about the Sojourn Sigma situation here. I think in all honesty, if you were with that Sojourn, I don't think you would have survived. So I think you did the right thing of staying with the Sigma, fighting. I think with Sigma's really easy to damage boost and then heal, if you get me, because he'll like do his orbs, he has a bit of a break, shoot his orbs, bit of a break, right? So you can kind of like look at that and damage boost the orbs, flick off the healing kind of thing. It's quite easy to do. So you could have done that. We'll have to see where this like fight ends up like playing out and stuff. Obviously Sojo gets picked off again. And I think that's probably where this round ends. So overall, a good push. It was a very, very good push, I will say that. Like your positioning is very, very good, Ciaran, for the majority of the time. There's just like little tiny errors and stuff like that. But overall, it was really, really good. Oh, we switched skins. Yes. Love this skin. I prefer this skin over the one that you had on. Not gonna lie to you. Okay, so, but looking at your comp right now, this isn't a very good Mercy comp. I'm gonna be honest to you, right? Because I'm just gonna let it play out while you get the round ready. Because, so for example, you already have Mercy Lucio. Mercy Lucio is an extremely bad heal comp, just purely because there's very, very limited healing. Then obviously Mei, I believe, is one of the worst to pair with a Mercy, just because those synergies don't really work well. Like, sure, you can damage with the icicles and stuff, but apart from that, it's not really that great. Sim is good, obviously, if like she's like focusing someone and she's high charged. I switch. Alright, okay, I'll watch what you do in a sec with this. Sigma's still really good. Like if you want to one-trick Mercy and only play Mercy, then obviously, you know, you can find pots to damage boost. Like, it's not as anyone that's like a bad damage boost target. It's just there are better ones. But we'll see what you do. Once you see your Lucio die though, there's absolutely no need you... Is it frozen? Oh no, okay, no, it's back. Sorry. Anyways, so yeah. So essentially, what's it called? You, it's not a good Mercy comp, but you can still play it. I like how you're going with like your Mei here and stuff like that. But then once your Symmetra gets more, what's it called? Your Symmetra gets like high charge, you should stick a blue beam onto her. Because she absolutely like tears down people pretty much. I'll do it for your Mei there. Lovely, lovely res. Waiting for your Sigma to use the shield and playing at that max distance to get as much cover. Very, very nice. You don't help your Lucio there, I don't think. That's fine. You leave that. It would have been risky to try and get him out anyways. But literally, if you were like, what's it called? If you were like going to try to get him out, do it so it's like, the wall was here, right? Use the wall in order to get around here and start healing here. And then if you need to, and then you could kind of like head back. Obviously, sadly, he does end up falling. It's all good. You've done the right thing of rotating back here. I think here, instead of like just playing on the point like you are, try and like play in these rooms and stuff like that. Play around here. Because there's going to be a point where these guys are just going to push into you. And if they just see you just like stood here out in this, because this point is very, very open, right? He's going to easily just see you and just push you. Try and play, if you can, in these rooms instead. Because if they start to push you, you rotate round. You can still help on this side. If they continue to push, you can. If someone ends up rotating up here, you can rotate up here. Or you can literally even play all the way back here if you need to as well. But it's all good. We'll see what happens. Lovely going to help your Sigma. If you use B. Well, nice res. I wouldn't have got the Glock out here though. I'd be like helping my team out a little bit more. Because your Sombra's kind of like, your Sim's like wrecking people. Go on. Oh. I want to see whether you let your Symmetra die there, though, to be honest. Okay, so we Valk. May, you can't help there, that's fine. Let's have a look at the bigger picture right now. Okay, so we have some nice like zoning and stuff like that, but then and then you kind of like flick to the damage. It's nice. I like that. I think I would have focused a little bit more on thingy. Okay, I believe you kind of like just left your sim to die here. You could have saved your sim here, and the reason is because you kind of like ended up quite tunnel visioned onto the Lucio and stuff like that. So it's literally you could just like sit here, damage boost, vibe, you know, just sit back here. After you've done that kind of like initial like battle mercy, oh I'm not gonna kill him, that's fine. Go back, sit and damage boost, and then you need to heal your sim here, right? Because you kind of like go in with this Glock and it's like, oh my gosh, I need to go kill him and everything. And I think that's also the reason why you end up getting caught out here as well. Because you're so tunnel visioned into using that Glock. Honestly, like you don't need to there, especially when you have your whole team that's there to big damage boost, you know, to like go and help. Just like damage boost your team though and help out. So we have Moira now. I am not, just a quick kind of like FYI to people, I'm not a Moira player. I don't really play a lot. Like, I think Moira's probably like one of my least played. But I kind of know the general gist about how to play her and stuff, so I can like advise with that. But it's all good. I personally think Moira's actually quite a better pick in this comp now as well, because you have, what's it called? Don't be spraying your heals here, because it wastes your heals, and your Sigma's like quite full HP. Are we trying to heal the Lucio here? Because literally, what's it called? Once again, you're wasting your healing. And some of that like extra bit of healing can help like later on and stuff like that. You literally just wait for the Lucio to back out, heal him up. Then everyone's full HP. You could literally, what you should be doing here, instead of just like focusing on just healing people like this, literally just stand here, and once people are full HP and stuff like that, you can literally just stand here, suck people, I guess like suck people off pretty much, if you want to like call it that pretty much. Just stand here, suck people like this, play like round here, if they reach, because obviously it depends on distance and stuff, they might be able to get in. But yeah. That's not you. That's also not you. Nice heal orb. You didn't need to fade there. You kind of like you kind of like wasted your fade here. You could literally just play, because so if people don't know Sigma's ult, if you cut LOS of the Sigma's ult, you can just background into here and just play here. You don't, and also you were kind of like very like far out of it and stuff like that, so you can literally just go back into here. You don't need to fade there. Obviously there's visor, so you can't really chuck the damage ball in. Nice, lovely fade away. I see. I can't really say a lot with Moira because I don't really play Moira. I think you should have like helped your, what's it called? Your, I think you got a little bit confused here, right? Because of the Sim TP, which is absolutely amazing Sim TP. I think what you should have done here is you kind of like, you were in like the right position and stuff like that, and then you should have like kind of like helped with your Symmetra here. And then this healing orb, what you should have done here, because you faded after the healing orb, you want to fade and then use the healing orb. The reasoning is because the healing orb has such like a small it's a lot slower compared to the damage orb, and obviously you need like people, you know, like close by to it. And it's like, don't get me wrong, like it's a good healing orb, but you should have like faded and then used it, because you'll end up getting more value for your Sigma here, getting up to higher health quicker. So doing all right here. Lovely ping to like let them know. And then we dive onto him. Lovely. In all honesty, I think Moira is quite good from what I've like seen. Honestly, I'm not a Moira player. I don't play a lot of Moira. I tend to play a lot of more like Kiri and stuff like that. Damage orb for the ult. Well, I say you already have your ult now. Same thing with like the healing distance and stuff like that. Nice. Lovely orb there. Idle, yeah. Lovely. So honestly, a really, really good VOD, Ciaran. Honestly, I really, really like that. So, so I'm going to talk about Moira wise because I have it in my head at the moment. With your Moira, I think the only thing you need to kind of focus on is those ranges, like knowing the range of the healing and knowing the range of the orbs and stuff like that. And then it's overall it was very kind of like strong, just your general like Moira like mechanics, like what to do and stuff like that. Your knowledge and stuff like that. With Mercy, once again, very very strong. Your damage boost and healing being like priority is really really good, Ciaran. Like honestly, keep that up. It was very very nice. My only issue with your Mercy is there were certain little tiny like positional errors where it's like if you were in a higher lobby, you would have been caught out, if you get me. Do I keep on saying your name? Spelling? Oh, okay, sorry. I was like, I thought I was saying your name wrong, Ciaran. I'm sorry. Um, yeah. So yeah, it's like literally just you just need to work on those like tiny little bits of like positional errors and stuff like that. Try not to like play in risky scenarios where you don't need to. Literally try and work out where would be the safest place possible. Like when they were like spamming out that room, just play like in the corner of the room instead of like peeking the window that you don't need to. Same with like where the Zen was on the bridge, you could have like positioned yourself a little bit better. Just those little like tiny little like don't get me wrong, like it's good position, like you're using the cover, but there is better cover to use. Um and obviously there was like a little bit of like obviously there's the Blizzard Valk as well, but we talked a lot about the Blizzard Valk when that happened. Um but yeah, overall a very, very strong VOD, Ciaran. Great. As always, you can redeem your own your own little VOD reviews for 5,000 channel points on my Twitch. You simply just need to sit and just watch, or you can come and talk to my absolutely lovely community that we have over on my Twitch. And then I will obviously do them live on the stream, and then they will go up onto YouTube afterwards once I've had a chance to kind of like edit a few bits, or maybe re-record if the stream collapses and stuff, which happens quite a bit. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all later.